Welcome to Friday Fails ... But what? If you're new here, what we're doing is breaking down crash videos submitted to us via email. If you would like to submit a video, check the link in the description below. We have a place where you can send that in the email, and we break the videos down. The goal is to make a safer environment for all riders. We all love to watch fails, but we don't necessarily know why they happen. So that's what we're here for. Take your fails, break them down so you don't fail again. Let's get right into it. Oh, by the way, our merch is live, shopmxf.com. We have such cool stuff. We've got sticker sheets with one sticker missing. This one comes at a discounted price.
We send them out that way.
We've got kids t-shirts. Lincoln's waiting on his to fit him. We've got everything. The new jerseys are limited run. They're real sick. We're about to place another order with those. And yeah, shopmxf.com.
Shopmxf.com.
Okay, so let's get right into the first fail here. So we've got what I would call a very, very, very talented and well-rounded rider. We've got Darren Durham here. He didn't send us an email. We actually grabbed this from the internet.
Double D.
And we just have to break this one down. This one's wild, so here we go.
Oh my Lord almighty.
It makes me cringe. I've seen this one before, so it's not a big surprise, but it makes me cringe. It makes me cringe.
Woo!
So let's just pause it as he's coming up to the face. What do we always tell our riders when you're charging down a straightaway? Where should your head be?
Hey, head, neck, chest placement, very important. You gotta stay over that front end. If you drew a line straight down from your chinny chin chin, you want that line about pointed at your front number plate, actually.
Where's this one pointed?
I'd say it's pointed,
Gas tank.
man, it could be even behind the gas tank, maybe.
Yep. So he's on the 4Dunk too, what we call here the 4Dunk, which is a 450cc engine, which is really, really fast. And his head's just behind the handlebars. And you know what? He's a pro rider, and I see a lot of pro riders riding off the back of the bike nowadays. And you can get away with it, and you can ride the bike that way, especially if you set your suspension up to ride well that way. But there are scenarios, maybe he's a long time into a moto, maybe he's a little tired, maybe he's just had like a small mental lapse, and if you're riding off the back of the bike, it puts you in a position to where you can really, things can go south here. So let's just go ahead and watch this all the way through. We're gonna pause it right here off the tip of the jump. Let's just talk about what he might be thinking about here. Death? Never walking again?
I don't know what he's thinking right there. I wouldn't be thinking at all.
I'd just be like, you know what, it happened.
I just get real loose when I'm like that and just try to tumble around, you know? You're laughing like my Uncle Donald right now.
All right.
Oh my
gosh,
Lord,
dude.
man.
He just flies.
Woo!
Oh, so
Rowdy.
he was wheeling and placing the front tire down in between the face, just for, flow and style points. This was just a wild one we had to talk about. You got to be out the front of the bike, especially if you're not a pro rider and you're not riding the way. He's got his own unique style, which I think is really cool. But make sure you're riding off the front of the bike when you're heavy on the power on any bike, right? Right, Lincoln? Cool. All right, moving on to the next one. Here we go. All right, fail el numero dos. We've got Chris Masel. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. You can use this as an example on why you shouldn't put your foot down. All right.
Don't do it.
Let's do it.
Just don't do it. Okay.
In the mud.
Oh, that was pretty good entrance there.
Yeah, it was going good till it wasn't. Let's break it down. Let's back it up right before the crash here. So, we're mid-corner here. What do you think?
Mid-corner. Let's see what we got. Oh, I see what got him there.
You went a little high?
Well, he went a little high, but that old two-stroke bog, man, right as he was rolling on the throttle and that front end really wanted to pick up in that sandy dirt, you can hear the bike bog, and then I think his front wheel starts digging right there, and that's kind of what starts to crash.
Starts to digging.
Hey, man, life's like a garden. Dig it.
Dig it. You gotta dig it. All right, yeah, I think maybe getting on the gas a little earlier would have helped him get out the exit of the corner, right, to have the power a little more accessible. You gotta think about in the sand, it's a nice float. So if you can get on the gas early, lightly, and then start to give it a little more throttle as you get through the corner, that's gonna help you stay planted in the spot you want to be in.
got a lot of weight inside too at the apex. From the apex to the exit, he's probably got a little bit too much weight on the inside of the bike.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think just a little bit overleaned. Maybe that's due to having the eyesight down a little bit, not really focusing on the exit of the corner and the beginning of the corner. Yeah, I think that get on the gas a little earlier, get a little more centered on the bike, and also just keep that foot up. You'd be surprised at what you can come out of if you just keep that thing up and hold the gas on. It might get a little squirrely, but at least you know how to pick it up and start it again.
Stay committed out there, folks.
Stay committed. Stay committed.
When it gets rough out there, stay committed.
All right, guys. The way you can support us, if you find value in these videos and you want to see more, it's just hitting that subscribe button. If you don't find any value, that's cool too. Move on. But if you do, we'd love your support and we'd love to see you in the next videos. Subscribe button down here. Bell number 3. Hi guys, I'm Juan from Argentina. Congratulations for your channel. It's great and I really appreciate all your shared knowledge. First of all, in my opinion, I made one of the biggest mistakes in a beginner. Buying a super powerful bike. RM250, bad idea, haha. I share with you guys this simple fail. I hope it helps, thanks. All right, let's see what you got.
On the 2-stroke.
On the powerful 2-stroke with the flip levers, look at that.
Hey, those Suzukis feel good, man.
Yeah, good handling bikes. Ooh, bloody. Got the bars rolled real far forward.
Oh.
Ah, slick conditions.
Those darn 2-strokes, they'll get you.
Yeah, let's back it up right before.
Oh, right when he hit the power band.
What, you wanna go?
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, I am a 2-stroke expert.
Yeah, you're right.
So as Juan is rounding the corner, we can see him rolling on the throttle here. We can hear the bike, and that's really where you want a 2-stroke in the middle of a corner. That's a big misconception. You don't want your 2-stroke at the peak of the power right in the middle of the corner, because then you start getting weird stuff. But honestly, the power rolled on a little bit too soon for Juan. As he's exiting the corner, he hits that power band, and as the power band hits, he starts to break loose with the rear end. Out she goes, man. Right on the
strokes,
right
man.
on the
You
booty.
can't control them. They're like a wild bull.
Oh, you can control them, but you got to get up on the outside of that bike there, weight that outside foot peg, create some traction as you exit the corner, and I think that helps as well.
I think something else to note here is he
Oh, did he tap
washed the front end midway through the corner, and then it caught, but what it did was turn the bike down to the inside flat part of the track. Okay, so he's not on the burn. There's an embankment up here that he could have been riding on and probably got on the gas the same and pulled out of. So I think just that front end wash, and then it led him to the flat spot of the track, and he used the exact same amount of throttle as he would have if he was on the berm.
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure that you change up your approach when you're on different conditions. It's something we talk about all the time. If you're on flat, slick stuff, especially on a powerful 2-stroke, barely any throttle until you're straight, right? Because the front back wheel is going to break loose. That's my 2 cents.
I got 2 things to add.
You
It's
got
not
2 more
2
cents?
cents, but it's 2 things to add.
4 cents. Go ahead.
We can look at his hands here. His
got
hand placement.
Is he holding on to the front brake with this finger?
I think he might have the ring finger on the front brake, which is a little different than I've seen most
could
people
have
ride.
massive
But he's
hands.
got his hands butted all the way up to the handlebars there. You know, if you move your thumbs out a little bit, that'll naturally bring your elbows up. And that could have helped add some stability to the outside of the bike, and maybe help him with traction a little bit too. And then I just noticed his handlebars are rotated really far forward, and that distributes your weight on the bike kind of oddly. So that's definitely not helping with the handling. I like to keep my handlebars right neutral with the angle of the fork tubes. Anything further than that, it feels funny to me.
I agree. I'm with you on that one. All right. Well, I hope this helps, Juan. We'll catch you next time. We'll come to Argentina and see you. Argentina and see you.
You're number 1 in our hearts.
Oh, gosh. All right, let's move on to Be Ready.
Ready! Stop one there.
All right, Friday fail video. I got kicked sideways and then I didn't know what to do. And how big do you think this jump is?
I gave him the old guesstimation on the email reply. It looks to be 65 to 80 feet, somewhere right in there.
All right, here we go. Looks like track in Florida. Oh, my Lanta.
The infamous swip swap.
How big do you think that jump is?
I'd say 65 to 80 feet.
I'd say about 58.
Okay, 58. That's probably pretty close.
You know, it's hard to tell what you did before the jump to dictate why the bike went sideways, but what I will say is in the air, you were stiff as a board. Stiff as a 2x4.
The old dead sailor.
The old dead sailor. And And sometimes when that bike's moving around, if you get stiff, you keep it from moving back, right? So we understand, especially if you watch our whip video, you understand how when the bike gets in the air and gets turned, that the movement of the engine and the back wheel and all the spinning parts of the bike is what brings it back underneath you. If you tense up, then you're attaching your body weight to the bike and not letting it do its natural movement back underneath you. Right, so it looks like you just came off, you're like a little sideways, you're like, oh, here we go, I'm just gonna ride this one out. You know what I mean? So, not good on anything to jump. I bet like snowboarding, you probably can't be like that. Skiing, bicycles, definitely not. Like, you just have to be loose in the air and let whatever's underneath you work to come back underneath you. Let's look at the rest of it.
Woo,
hand came off as
man,
soon as
dismount quick.
I could have been worse. I mean,
It's pretty good.
here's
dismount.
another thing I'll talk about swapping. The sooner you crash, the better. The more swip swaps you get, is the more that thing's gonna launch you. So luckily you got the old first swip swap when you were down. That's my thoughts. You got any sense too?
Yeah, a few things.
Let me kick
just
back.
as he's in the air, I feel like his knees are breaking forward and his hips are coming underneath his body. So he's going from being spread across the bike to kind of being more in an upright neutral position. And you lose a lot of control in the air when you go into that position. And that's a really common beginner mistake. So really when you're jumping, you almost want to drop your heels a little bit and keep your knees from going forward on the bike. That's a bad thing right there. And that's going to keep your back nice and flat and give you a controlled spread all the way across the bike, front end and back end, versus just kind of being stuck in the middle of the bike, being along for the ride.
I agree. We get comments all the time. Where are you guys located? When do you train? We've got some cool summer camps planned where you can fly in, we supply the bike. Click the link in the description below. It's that little arrow over here on the right. You gotta hit that drop down. It's a little bit of thing to get to it, but it's down there. All the information's there for you. Come see us for one of our camps. We'd love to meet you guys in person. And Cody is like really good at cooking food and stuff. He'll make you food.
Scrambled eggs, all that stuff.
If you're vegan, scrambled tofu.
Yeah, I get down with tofu too.
All right. We're done, guys. Episode 24 is closed. If you like this video, we got more over here. Don't forget our Instagrams down here. We're posting weekly tips where you can get a little more information as long as you're into that kind of thing. And then don't forget, like, subscribe, and our Patreon account where you can give small monthly donations, $1, $5, $10, or $20 to help keep our channel going. Peace.